Many engineers dream of simplifying the plan approval process, with no longer having to face communication errors and misunderstandings between different stakeholders. In our experience, the plan approval process can quickly become much more expensive and time-consuming due to errors and cumbersome communication. Today, engineers have introduced new ways of working, and their dream of refining the process without emails, unwanted calls, or untraceable documents is now a reality. To answer the question of how to make the plan approval process as efficient as possible, let's first look at the old method that you, engineers, used in the past. Then, we will present the new method involving the digitalization of this process. The old method starts when the engineers in the design and planning department prepare the plans for a project. They regularly communicate with the other major stakeholders during this process. This is the engineer who will be on site himself, the engineer consultant. Let's look more in detail at how the checking process and plan developments are done between the office and the field. The design and planning department is in charge of adapting the plan based on the engineer's remarks. The department is also responsible for uploading the new version of the plan. The engineering consultant, on the other hand, creates and assigns the right remarks to the right places. He also deals with the creation of control reports. Once the final plan version has been validated and approved, it is sent to the site, then work can resume. The old method consists of making handwritten changes on a printed plan, then manually digitalizing them using photos and comments in Excel files and transmitting the changes to the planning and design office. The office must then decipher everything and make the necessary adaptations to the new versions of the plans and update the schedule. The whole process waits for the consultant to make adjustments, and the changes made go through many emails, calls, and documentation. It's a long process with many errors waiting to happen. Like working from a wrong version, this has resulted in many additional costs and delays. The question is, how does it work in this era of digitalization? The new digital solution allows you to keep an eye on your project and know each problem while drastically reducing communication problems in a concrete and structured way in one single tool. With one click, you can see the differences between two versions of the same plan. As a result, engineers save more than 50% of their time. It's a dream come true. Here's a quick look at how the new method works. The design and planning department sends the first version of the plan and selects the status sent for approval. The consultant checks this plan version and updates the status to to-do if changes are needed. As a response, the office adapts the plan according to the comments of the engineer and sends him the revised version for checking through the status adapted plan. If the plan meets the requirements, the consultant can now change to a closed status when work is done. The stakeholders' responsibilities are identical to the old working method but result in different access rights. A level of admin access rights will be assigned to the engineering consultant, allowing him to create, delete, and assign remarks. As for the office, their rights will either be of a subcontractor, allowing them to adapt the plan according to the remarks without the possibility of deleting them, or an access right of a collaborator, allowing them only to upload and share new versions of the plan. It is only then, when the final plan is validated by the engineer, that it can arrive on site, where a different department can start working on it. As engineers, now you do not have to waste time and money on long, arduous tasks and unproductive blueprints. You no longer need to be overwhelmed by the number of documents and tools to use and coordinate. This is how the story of a few engineers overcame an old plan approval process and digitalized a new improved one in place.